joined by Sarah Posey, the Rhodes College head women's golf coach. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Good. Glad I live here in Connecticut. It was raining a lot for the last couple days, but now the last couple days we had a lot of rain. I guess on Friday it was like a record in New York City. It was like 8 inches of rain, but now it's been sunny
Yeah,
the
one of
last
my
couple days.
players told me about that. I heard it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I was trying to go out to a college event, but it got canceled on Saturday. But yeah. Um, Yeah, you're the coach of Rhodes College. Can you tell me a little bit about Rhodes College? I think it's Division III.
It is Division 3. It's a four-year college, liberal
Yeah,
arts.
it's in
Um,
Tennessee, is that correct?
it is. It's in
Yeah.
Memphis,
Mhm.
right in it's close to downtown, right beside the zoo in
Nice.
Memphis. So it's ranked as one of the prettiest college campuses in the United States. We have a 9-to-1 student to faculty ratio, more than 70 majors on campus. It's very small, about 2,000 students. Really high in academics. We have about 95% of our students have higher than a 3.5 GPA. And on the athletic side of it, we have this thing called the Commissioner's Cup. So it's a points-based system that ranks the college athletic programs throughout the year. And we actually got the Commissioner's Cup last year for our season. So doing pretty good.
So you're in your first season as head coach. How has it been, your first season been going? What have you learned, since in your short, time being head coach?
Well, it's interesting. I've only been a head coach for 2 months so far. It's been a lot of highs, a few lows, just kind of learning the dynamics of dealing with a large team, which is a blessing and also very challenging to deal with that. We have 15, actually 14 players on the roster, and for a college golf team, that's kind of large. So dealing with the scheduling and making sure that everybody's doing qualifying and just kind of learning that process has been huge for me. And then we started off the season strong. We won our first event. We came in second in our second event, and we just got humbled pretty well this past weekend. So kind of learning how to navigate talking to players and having a strong golf team and also dealing with the lows that come in and competing in general it's been good.
So I'm interested to know, did you always want to be a college golf head coach, or was that, you know, never part of your plan? And also, what did it mean to you when you were hired, to be the Rhodes women's golf head coach?
Well, golf in general was never the plan. I didn't start
Okay,
playing golf until I was 17 years old, 16, 17 years old.
okay,
I tore my ACL about 3 times when I was in high school, and I was a softball player. I was all district, all city in softball, and I never even really knew what the game of golf was. I didn't know the rules. I never had touched a golf club before.
okay.
So yeah, golf was kind of not in the picture at all. Not even when I played in college. Being a college golf coach was not in the picture. I actually studied health science pre-nursing, and was on track to go to UAB for nurse practicing. So it kind of was a curveball for sure.
So when you were 16 or 17 years old, you had three torn ACLs, you said. How did you get started, playing golf? And what was the transition like going from, softball to playing golf?
So it was a weird time. After tearing my ACL twice, I couldn't play contact sports anymore. I also got adopted when I was 18. So golf was the way that I got to know my adopted father because I liked sports and I couldn't do what I was normally doing. And it was also a way for me to hang out with him once or twice a month and just kind of spend a lot of time with him. So that was how I got started in the game of golf was really just to get to know my dad and take my mind off the fact that I couldn't play contact sports anymore. So that was kind of my intro to golf.
What are some of the memories you had when you were starting to play golf?
The very first memories, probably the best ones are hitting drivers off of par threes at Miramichi, the course that Justin Timberlake used to own. Playing in scramble events. That's kind of what got me started and loving it and enjoying the game and having fun and just working at a golf course in the summers, answering phones and dealing with the membership and all the things that come on that side of golf are my first memories. So some pretty good ones.
Yeah. So you're now head women's golf coach at Rhodes, but you started your coaching career as part-time assistant coach for 2.5 years at Rhodes. How did you end up, at Rhodes as part-time assistant coach?
Yeah, so I played golf at Birmingham-Southern College,
Mhm.
and when I had graduated, I was trying to figure out what I was doing during COVID. So I graduated in 2020, and I knew the head coach who just retired, Mike Clary. He was at Rhodes College for 44 years. He and my dad played football together when they were at Rhodes. So just went out and played golf with him one day, and he needed help because he recruited a bunch of people during COVID and asked me if I would be willing to help and learn kind of the coaching side of golf and just see if I'm interested in that. So we played golf one day. He offered me the job. I went out to Arizona and played on a mini tour, and he called me back and said, "What do you think about this? Do you want to come back and coach?" And I was like, absolutely. I mean, he had won 3 national championships with Rhodes and was a very good recruiter. And I knew that even if I didn't want to do this forever, I could learn from somebody who's really good at what he does. So that's how I got started as the assistant and just kind of learning how to be a coach through him.
Yeah, and you described you played college golf at Birmingham Southern College. Can you tell me a little bit about Birmingham Southern and what your college golf experience was like?
Yeah, so Birmingham Southern's also liberal arts college. We're in the same conference as Rhodes. So small school atmosphere, small class sizes, that whole deal. So I got to know my coaches really well. I walked on at Birmingham Southern. So started playing golf late and I was really not good at golf and Birmingham Southern gave me the opportunity to walk on and just kind of see what I could do with that. So it was a great experience getting to play for those coaches and really learn what college golf can be like and especially at a Division III school and what that meant to me. It was awesome to be there.
Yeah. So learning more about you, I found it very interesting that you said, you had to put in a lot of time, practicing, getting lessons, especially during the summer. So can you just
Yeah.
describe to me all the hard work that you had to put in, during college, especially being a walk-on?
Yeah, so I think I started um, looking at the idea of playing golf after I'd visited Birmingham Southern. I originally wanted to go to a Division I school and be in the marching band. So that was kind of where my sights were set. And when I visited Birmingham Southern and I was playing golf a little bit, I just looked up, what the girls were shooting on the team. And I feel like athletes in general and sometimes golfers can get a little egotistical even when they're not all that great. And at the time I was, shooting 125 and I was looking at girls that were shooting 85 and I was like, I can do that. So I emailed the coaches and asked if they would let me walk on and realized that I really wasn't that great. So I would come back on every weekend and I would take lessons. And during summers, I would take probably 3 or 4 lessons a week from a guy named Sam Kern, who's a PGA professional here in Memphis. And we would just work at it every single week and just kind of work on getting my strokes down and just seeing kind of my progression there. It was challenging. I mean, I was on the golf course every day um, for probably a year. Just practicing and taking lessons and trying to figure out if I could actually be good at this game.
Oh, yeah, you were very good, at least I think, in your college career. It was highlighted in your senior year. You finished third place in the Division III National Championship preview tournament at PGA National. Can you describe this third place finish, especially, at a very difficult course, PGA Tour course?
Yeah, so leading up to that event, I had started placing better in tournaments and realized that I could shoot lower scores and just getting that confidence. And going to that tournament, I was more confident than I had ever been about my game. And I don't know what exactly clicked for me in that tournament, but I felt comfortable on that golf course. I always feel comfortable pretty much on Florida golf courses in general. I like a wide open off the tee, and it felt very wide open there for me. And I'd finally gotten decent at hitting wedges, and after a round, I realized that, I was kind of higher up on the leaderboard and that I could actually make something happen there. And I don't know exactly what all led to everything clicking for me that weekend, but I think a lot of golfers could relate to that in general. Like sometimes weeks just hit you where everything's working, or some weeks they're not. And for me, that week was a really, really good week. And I had some good finishes that season. So I was just working really hard at it, and the work finally paid off there.
Mhm. Well, then after your college career, you got to play some professional golf. Can
I
you just
did.
tell me a little bit about your professional career? What it was like, what your professional career was like, and some events or tours you got to play on.
Yeah, so I played on the Cactus Tour in Arizona
Hmm.
for about 3 or 4 months.
Hmm.
And when I moved out there, I really didn't have the talent to be playing golf at that level. And I learned a lot from the girls that I was playing with about, their course management skills, what they did that was way better than me, and how to kind of make sure I'm at those lines of like growing as a golfer. So that tour, that 3 or 4 months, was a huge learning experience of kind of where I needed to be if I wanted to play professionally. So after that, I kind of came home for a little while and took some lessons, tried to work at it, and then I went and played a few women's all pro tour events. And it was still the same kind of deal. Like I really wasn't quite at the level of playing that I needed to be for those tours. And then when I got the job at Rhodes is kind of when things started clicking in a different way for me. Like I was in a better stage of life and just kind of practiced and played on my own, and tried to figure out some stuff in my game, and while also trying to figure out how to be a good coach. And I actually think that helped me get better as a competitor. I played in a few state opens. This year I kind of had a little bit of success in state opens. I came in 10th at the Tennessee Women's Open. So those tournaments are still kind of in progress for me. Like I still want to play and see what I can do at those levels. I really haven't given it my all to do those, but I think it's made me a better coach because I'm learning from the people that I'm playing against of how they're having success on the golf course. And, why am I not having that success? Is it course management? Is it actually ball striking? Is it putting? So that's kind of led me to actually being a better coach.
So conducting all these interviews, I've been learning a lot more about Q school, just how difficult it is. So for you, what was your experience like getting to play in, stage one of Q school?
That was amazing. That was the highest level of golf that I've ever played. Playing against girls that not only have played on the Epson Tour before, some that have played on the LPGA and trying to regain their card, and playing with girls that are from different countries and have played golf their entire life and have played a lot competitively at great schools. It was a great experience. Probably one of the best performances I've had in terms of ball striking. I think that when you play against people that are better than you, it just kind of levels you up a little bit. I missed that stage by about 6 strokes. So if I would have had 6 strokes in the 2 or 3 rounds that I played, I could have made it to second stage. And that was a big wake up call of like, I could do this if I really put in the time and effort to do it. So it was very rewarding, and also um eye opening in the sense that, if you want to be really good at something, you really have to work hard at it and not just give it just a little bit of your time. So it was very rewarding to play with people that are that great at what they do. And I got to meet a lot of cool people out there.
So you've also worked full time as an assistant professional at Ridgeway Country Club in Memphis. You served as, a golf instructor and swing coach. So for you, what is it like being an assistant professional? What have you learned from, being an assistant professional?
I've learned a lot about communication skills and people skills. When you're out there for 8 hours on your off days and just getting individual time with very successful people, that's a side of golf that that is rewarding when you're an assistant professional. And like not only are you getting to teach the game and getting to teach it at way different levels, you know, you could be teaching a gentleman who's 70 years old, and then the next lesson you have a 3-year old. So just learning how to explain golf in a multitude of ways while also getting great life advice. I mean, the people that you get to be around 24/7 are highly intelligent, highly successful human beings that can really make a difference in your life in a lot of ways. So it was rewarding to say the least.
And finally, if I ask you what is the most rewarding thing to you about being head women's golf coach at Rhodes, what would be your response?
The people, the players that I get to be around all the time, is extremely rewarding. They're great human beings, very, very driven human beings. They're fun. They're great to be around 24/7. They teach me a lot of things about life, and it's just super rewarding to be able to be a part of their lives, and to be able to have a mentor role while also being a coach, and also sometimes getting to be a friend. And you know, just that side of coaching is that's something that you can't measure. It's amazing to be around the people that I'm around.